This is Po Lam Station. Po Lam is the northern terminus of the MTR TransWA line. It is located on Mao Yip Road, Po Lam, in the New Territories of Hong Kong, sandwiched by phases 1 to 3 at the back. Oh no, this is 3, I think. 2 is at the back. Of Metro City. Built by Maeda Corporation, it opened on August 18, 2002. The name of the station is taken from the nearby Po Lam Road North. Unlike most MTR stations and unique in the TransWA line, the concourse, gates and platforms of Po Lam Station are on the same level on ground level. Tracks ascend from the underground tracks to ground level at the southern end of the station, along King Lam Estate. A park is located on top of the tracks to cover them. The park is at the front. There is only one side platform, platform 1, from which trains depart in the same direction as they arrive. Trains, as a result, halt on their way from Hang Hao Station for another train to depart at the station. Trains also stay here for a shorter period before departing than at other MTR terminus. The single track design and the consequent longer train turnback time limits the maximum train service frequency of the TransWA line. Across from the platform and north of the point, where the tracks merge to one, there is a siding that splits from the running line for parking trains. Trains cannot access the platform from the siding, nor can they access the siding from the platform. The main exit is on Mao Yip Road, where 5 pedestrian footbridges link the station to a public transport interchange, shopping malls, and residential buildings. There is direct access to Metro City and the Pinnacle. I think Pinnacle is right back there, isn't it? Yeah, I think the Pinnacle is right back there. Let's go and walk across the road before we continue with the description. I want to see what is actually back there. I think the Pinnacles is back there. I saw, yep, the Pinnacles right back there. Right back there, Pinnacles. A housing area, but it's not a fancy one. It's just a fancy name, but not fancy in terms of the price. Another footbridge crosses Po Fung Road and leads to Po Lam Estate, Yanmin Court, and Verbena Heights. The government proposed in the Railway Development Strategy 2014 that the East Kowloon line will connect Po Lam and Diamond Hill stations, passing through Po Tat, Sao Mau Ping, Shun Tin, and Choi Wan stations. It will serve as an alternate route to reach Kwun Tong line in case of disruption of the TransWA line, and is expected to open in 2025. In recent policy address, this line has also been further initiated, and now has been decided that it will be built as a overhead monorail. Instead of starting from Diamond Hill Station's underground for East Kowloon line original plans, close to the Tuen Ma line or the Kwun Tong line platforms, behind the Kwun Tong line platforms, it is now going to be changed to have a new station called Choi Hong South or Choi Hong North, I don't remember, Choi Hong something, not Choi Hong, it's connected to Choi Hong something, overground with a monorail, taking the example of a monorail system in Shenzhen. They're going to build it above ground through the stated stations, Po Tat, Sao Mau Ping, all of that areas, which is actually not accessed by any MTR lines. You have to actually take buses or minibuses up from the Kwun Tong line stations to those housing estates up there. And we travel along Po Lam Road and terminates here at Po Lam. But it has been further just recently reinitiated, so that's why it's going to take another 10 to 20 years before that thing comes out. So ignore what the original old information says is going to be coming out next year, which is stupid. Here we are at Po Lam Station. One of the coolest stations in my opinion, because you can literally stay outside of the platform and you can see the trains. K train over there. So here we are at exit C, which is the main exit, with bridges connecting the station. Very similar to Olympic Station, not as crazy as the amount of footbridges like Olympic Station, but there's one right there connecting the station with the shopping center, and another one connecting another side of the shopping center, which is over there. So we have more bridges on the other side of the station, which I just took buses over that way. Now this side of the station doesn't have any routes. Only minibuses, 10M, that one goes to Kun Tong, I think. So, and we have the shopping center. This is the main areas with shopping center, Metro City Plaza Phase 1 and Metro City Plaza Phase 3, I think right here, which I think they call Discovery. So that one's 1, I think 2 is at the back. All right, let's head into the station. We have the one and only lifts that actually connect because of the platforms on ground level. So the lift is outside here, which can help people to actually lead up there. And look at how many stairs you need to walk if you actually want to walk stairs. 10M here, terrible minibus. Terrible, absolutely terrible, this one. Now earlier I saw one of the brand new minibuses that they recently came in, YV4413, that's the license plate. You know how new the license plates are when they're actually starting with X, Y or Z. So that's a brand new diesel minibus that they bought for 10M, which is very good. And if not, they're just gonna have these garbage. Garbage LPG minibuses. There goes one of them, HG7786. Also have another one back there, 17M, where that goes. Oh, Choi Lam, estate close to Po Lam Road, where all of the buses drives down. So in a bunch of taxis here, low floor. So this one is allowed for wheelchair to go up there. All these normal ones does not. So, and here's the lift over here. The structure is visible very clearly outside here. This is the terminus. They cannot really extend anymore. They have to stop actually at this station because for the platform track, it ends literally after the platform. So there is the stopper at the end of the platform, literally just right next to the last door. So the train has to stop. They cannot run continue. Here's the lift that leads up to one of the exits. We're gonna go up there very soon. I'm just walking outside to show you guys the exterior of the station. And that's basically, this is the end of the platform right here. So no more there. Routes do drive along the main road, but it doesn't drive in here. All right, actually the lift is here, but unfortunately I cannot get up there. I have to loop around in order to get up there. Okay, or maybe like this old lady just did, sneak through. Wow, that is a hard one to sneak. This is a hard one to sneak right there. We got there, but I don't really need to take the lift, so let's just go back and enter the station. This is actually a very easy station, very simple design. Not like all of the other stations that's going underground or going high above grounds. This is a very simple station, literally 2 levels. The ground level part and then up there for some of the exits. That's all. Very easy to understand the station. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? Okay. Freaking A, don't walk in the middle of the pathway. Literally blocking everything. Okay, here is exit C. As soon as you enter, you can enter the gate, so it's very convenient. And it's also easy designs because B that way, A this way. Easy. And then they are actually connected. I mean, technically not really connected, but you can walk through the bridges and you can basically, they both actually lead to very similar spots. So let's just walk A first. And we'll come back and we'll walk B if we need to. Let's see the shops. Okay, I'm not seeing a lot of good shops. This side only one, which no one even uses this most of the time. You have seen the shops. You have seen the Mrs. Fields cookies in almost every single station. So let's head up 1 floor for A here. Now it is branched off into A1 to A3, I think. But it's not hard to understand. It's literally just here. C is the main one for the main road, which is so nice. As soon as you exit the train, walk out, exit. Which this station does looks like a lot of the, it looks like Perth Station, but of course not as huge as Perth Station. Okay, so here we are. We have A1 and A2. Okay, this side only A1 and A2. A1 leads to Metro City Phase 3, which is the shopping center over there. Not gonna go into the shopping center. You know it serves the shopping center, that's all. We have the lift right out here. Another awkward lift. Verbena Heights is this way. I think it's somewhere back there. Some of these. Maybe this one. It's probably just this one actually. Verbena Heights. And the lift is right there, or you walk the stairs like around 6 flights of stairs. A lot. And then we have A2, which serves Metro City Plaza Phase 2, which is the same as one of the exits B. These are also part of MTR shops, so it is good. But unfortunately, is that they're not really at the concourse level. It's actually up here, so it's not very great, not very good. 7-Eleven, of the basic stuff that you find in every single shop, every single station. And as soon as you walk over here, you can step right into Phase 2, Central, Metro City Plaza, Phase 2. They have actually different names for the shops. They don't actually just call them Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3. They call them different names. They call them Metro City Plaza 1, Metro City Plaza Central, and Metro City Plaza Discovery for Phase 1 to 3. Now we can walk through the shopping center here to reach the other side for B, so let's just go and do that. Hopefully don't get stopped because this is a shopping center. So, like technically I don't think you should be filming inside shopping centers because it's yeah, but hopefully don't get stopped. We just walk through quickly, walk back from B. Earlier on I walked from B over because I got off the bus. I took one of my local routes in here, 297 by KMB. So now the shop is not the main part of the station. I don't think this is part of MTR Malls. So we're just walking through and try to actually get to the other side to enter from the other side. It's actually a very decent station considering it's connected to 3 shopping centers. Technically 3, it's just the same thing, but it's technically 3 shopping centers. They're all just Metro City Plaza, but 3 faces, so technically 3 different plazas. Okay, so we have walked it back over here, and I'm just literally following the signs up there. I don't even know where I'm walking. Not a local of this area at all, so of course I don't know what it is. So looks like this way we can go back to one of the entrances, so hopefully we can get back to somewhere. Now I'm actually pretty screwed in here. It's just wasting you guys' time. Okay, we got some construction works over here. With that in the background. Alright, so I'm looking. Oh, there you go, finally, nice! Oh, made it. That was close, I thought I would be lost in here. But we made it. This is the other end of the station. Here we are at exit B. You see how many people uses the shops from the station because it's directly linked with the station. Earlier I took these escalators right here. I didn't actually touch the shopping center at all. I literally just took these escalators here. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is the escalator I took at the start of the day. I got off the 297. You can see the bus stop. The bus stop right there. So this is where the buses would drive, and then the terminus. We can go down one of them. According to what I just said for the introduction, there is a bus interchange, public transport interchange. There it is. That is Po Lam bus terminus with all the routes. So there are stops along here, which basically this Metro City Plaza Phase 2 stop, which is back here, and the Po Lam Station, Po Lam bus terminus is literally right here. You cannot board at Metro City Phase 2 stop over there because it's literally right there. So, and here's Po Lam bus terminus. And wow, what a stairs. So here's the bus terminus. A29. Terrible. Terrible. I think it's, oh, here's A29. Po Lam Station. Po Lam MTR on the desktop. From the airport all the way to here. Recently, I think they have changed a little bit for this. I think recently they goes to, I don't know where they go actually for A29. I think they also come here, but they've recently changed to the Desto, which is a little bit weird. Oh my gosh, this is such a big terminus. Wow, this is such a big one. Wow, there's so many stands here. Oh ho! That's a lot of stands. You see all the way down. Wow. Okay, this guy's just gonna lay over here because... Oh, and then airport. And stopped airport. Now, actually, for these city flyer drivers, I want to say their shift is actually pretty decent, I want to say. Because most of these KMB drivers, they have certain routes that actually drives around the contract areas. For the city flyer drivers, they actually can drive every single city flyer. And also some of the e-routes. But they just have to drive a return trip for the route. Because I think their depot is close to the airport. There is a depot near Asia Road Expo, which I think that's where they actually are situated for their buses. So that's why for all of the airport routes and all of the e-routes, they can just drive. So this guy, as soon as he head back to the airport, he might do something else, really. But of course, it's a miserable drive to go back to the airport. Like, oh, new number, 63862. There he goes. Yeah, it's a miserable drive back to the airport because it takes over an hour and a half for sure. Still better than the A28. A28 is even worse than the A29. A29 loops around this whole area from Po Lam and goes to Hang Hao, and I think it just goes straight out through Cheung Kwan O Tunnel and it goes via Kwun Tong, Ngau Tau Kok, Kowloon Bay, and it goes into Wong Tai Sin, and then we'll go straight to the airport after that, and then at the Zhuhai Macau Bridge Port, and then loop back to the Ground Transportation Center. While we have A28, which is a new route that came out recently, that actually goes from Lohas Park Station, and then it goes loop around Cheung Kwan O, the whole Cheung Kwan O loop around, and then take Po Lam Road, not the tunnel, goes up the hill via Po Tat, Sao Mau Ping, the line, the areas that will be served by East Kowloon Line when they finished. Yeah, here it is. Metro City Phase 2, a lighting stop, you cannot board, and then the terminus is over there, so that's why. Only for lighting. And for the A28, after it goes through Po Tat, Sao Mau Ping, it goes to Shun Tin, goes down to Choi Hong, and then it takes the same path as the A29 after that. Literally inside from Lohas Park all the way to Wong Tai Sin, it took over an hour already, so that's why it's even more dreadful. But that's B. On this side, we have King Lam Estate, which is just this. This is King Lam Estate. For B3, oh, this is not somehow, somewhere back there then, King Lam Estate, which is served by B3, which there's an exit over there, it leads out, and B1 is just for Metro City Plaza Phase 1, which is on the outside of the road, which I was just there. That's all the exits. Not too hard to understand, I think. Wow, it's already 17 minutes. Oh my gosh, 18 now. Well, let's head down and enter the gates. There's not too much to talk about inside the gates, and we spot 8 trains because it's just one platform, so just do as much as we can. Ah, so hot already. So there is the B3 exit right over there with the podium level. Oh, King Lam Estate is all the way over there. You see that? It's that passageway, that pathway. This is a long escalator up. That pathway all the way back. So we're not gonna touch B1. We still need to walk in here, but got another 7-Eleven on this side. The shops are pretty good. Human Health Medical Center. More of these. Now, luckily, this one is actually technically somehow not really inside the MTRL station. It's like out here, but it's still part of the MTRL station technically, but it's not in the main part of it. And also, there's actually another lift here. That's great. Wait, is it actually linked all the way through? Is this actually linked all the way through? Oh my gosh, it is linked all the way through. You can actually walk this pathway to link all the way to A over there and then use the lift, which is awesome. Oh, yes, that's why I want to say that the exits are linked. You can see they are linked. A and B, you can walk up here or you can walk down at the concourse. Perfect designs. Down to the concourse, let's enter the gates. Alright, back down to the ground level now, and let's enter the gates. Let's see what shops actually on this side. Circle K. Wow. It's 2 7-Elevens for both exit A and B, and then a Circle K on the concourse. Exactly what you need. Now let's see whether I can get some money with the subsidy over here, because every month on the 16th of every month, you can get money back if you have taken transport for a lot of times. You got enough money, you can actually get back money, like that guy. Yes, $189 that I can get back. Wow, that's a lot of money. I've taken way too many things this month. So, and it's an M train. Nice. Did it got swapped back? Oh, it's a different train. Oh, it's the 176. All right, let's enter the gates now. If I can. Freaking A, MTR. I really hate you, MTR. M train, is it 176199? Should be. It should be 176199. Now the thing is, actually the same driver will be doing with the same train the entire day for off-peak. So that's why the driver, since they finished their journey at the other end, they need to walk all the way back to the other end to set it up. So I think it's 199 because of the sound barrier. Oh, departing. Just kidding. I guess it's not the same driver. It's 176. Yes, 199 on the charge today. Going to North Point, departing. We should be able to spot this guy later on, so we're just going to call it here. That's the end of the platform. Oh my gosh, this focus. So that's one end, and that's basically the platform. There's nothing in here. Literally nothing in here. We just walk through it and record there. 5 minutes per train, just because of the arrangements here at Po Lam. One platform only, so, which is really unfortunate. But here's this right here. It's customer service center right there. There should not be any more staff tents inside the platform, because literally this customer service center already acts as the staff tent for the platform. So that should be everything. A lot of gates, you see. Literally the whole area here are gates. Probably one of the stations with the most amount of gates. And that's it. There you guys have it. Po Lam Station. Alright, that's it for Po Lam Station. Honestly speaking, I will actually give it a very high score, because it's actually very, very easy to understand, easy to use, and it serves everything around this area. It serves all of the shopping center. Literally is directly connected to it. You don't even need to worry about actually crossing the road into the shopping center. And then nearby estates served. If it's not served, minibuses, decent services, literally right there. And then the bus terminus is actually also next to the station, with all of the routes that you actually need to take. There are short routes and there are long routes, all up for you to choose. One downside is just the platform. One platform only, making it very inefficient for the line. Have to be 5 minutes per train for off-peak. Now, in peak hours, they do increase the frequency into 3, but it's just, the trains can't even park at the station. It just acts like a middle station. As soon as the train enters, it needs to leave right away for rush hours, just to actually keep the frequencies going. That's one of the downsides for Po Lam Station. Otherwise, it's actually one of the easiest accessible station. As soon as you enter from the gates, you can rush in the train right away. I'm giving Po Lam Station a 4.5 out of 5. Let's spot some trains. Another M train. Wow. After they have kicked out of the M trains from Kwun Tong line, every single M train are just on Cheung Kong line now. 178. I don't actually remember them. Oh, 213. It's this guy again. Another M train. Wow, this is like back to the old days. 244, I think it's 243, 244. Is it back to the old days? Because before, when K trains were still running on Kuntong line, all the trains on M trains on TransWA line. Yes, in the past, only M trains run on TransWA line. Not a joke, only M trains run on TransWA line in the past. When K trains were still all running on Kuntong line without C trains, only M trains run on TransWA line. So it's like back to the old days now. Of course, I've seen K trains, but so far in the video, we're only seeing M trains right now. Alright, back to K train now.
From the platform doors.
Now this dude could have run the K train there, because the K train doors doesn't close until way late. It's so lame. No announcements. Whatever. We got like half of the clip.
Please stand back from the platform doors. For safety reasons, do not rush into the train when the doors are closing.
Still impossible to actually know when the train's gonna come in. I already got a better shot this time, instead of like last time, completely way late. More K trains.
Please stand back from the platform doors.
Really like the platform areas. It's wide open in the middle where the gates are. You can do this wide angle. That's why I gave Po Lam Station such a high score, because I really like this area like this. More K trains. Yep, they're just using 8 trains for off-peak, just 21 to 28, and then 31 and 32 for Lotus Park Shuttle. Which this is 23, later on we see 25 again, which is 176, 199. So yeah, perfect, we spotted all of the trains for off-peak, literally. In one go, perfect. Now we'll take 173 later on. Not 178, 178 I mean, not 173.
物充滿以保安全。For safety reasons, do not rush into the train when the doors are.
Is that an M train? Oh man, 4 M trains in a row today. 188, 189. 4 M trains in a row. Yes, the next 4 trains, all M trains. Oh, wow, what a day here on TransWA Line. So 4 K trains and 4 M trains. Is it 4 K trains? Yeah, 4 K trains and 4 M trains. Literally 4 K trains, 4 M trains.
Please stand back from the platform doors.
You have got to be fortunate with this amount of M trains. Like, like before they removed them all from Kuntang Line, it's like the rarest thing on TransWA Line to get an M train. And then now, after they removed all the M trains from Kuntang Line, they moved all the Kuntang Line M trains to TransWA Line every single time. M train, M train, M train. Eh? Why suddenly have a not-in-service train coming in here? What? Why there's suddenly a not-in-service train? I guess one extra train then. Well, one extra train then, because not in service next train. So we'll get that one train in and we'll get the last M train. So is it a in-service train or 91? No. Test. 313. So the door will not open for this train. It's just going to drive in here and drive back out. So the door will not open. Let's see how many people are confused about this train. It will drive back out afterwards. The announcements are playing, so. But they still have to wait for the schedules, so.
We apologize for any inconvenience that this may cause.
I'm just gonna film it all the way through. What is this train doing here? Something in a test train driving here. 91. Yeah, because of the one track system, they have to drive in here. I don't know why they don't drive to the sidings, which is literally behind the platform. Literally behind. Probably back to depot or something. 91. And here comes the North Point train. M train 176 199. Now you see the train actually drove in from the straight track earlier on, but later on when the train actually leaves and go back to Hang Hao, it will take a different track. You will see the train take a different track later on. It comes from straight. It came straight in earlier on, so you'll see it goes a different path later on. Yep, 176 199.
Please stand back from the platform doors.
That's a loud door. Now I'll show you guys the track when it leaves. And I think earlier on with the train headlights, you can see the siding tracks with the track split off to the left side. And this train will go right now for the other direction track. You'll see it go right later on. You're not going to go all the way to the front, it will go right. Just kidding, it's still going straight, huh? But it will split off later on. Yep, there that goes. I think it splits up. I think when it comes, it actually comes from the right side and it's still going a straight track. There that goes.